What's up guys, today I will show you how I made this dark sample from scratch. So the first sound is Analog Lab and I'm using this preset made by Max Shooter from the Analog Tools to Bank. The chord progression here is a 1-2-5-5 and this is the scale of C sharp minor. So to make the chord sounds more bouncy and more organic, I've decided to export them, chopping them up, and to add these effects, this effect track on the Analog Chorus preset, this other effect track on the Liquid Vibe, this EQ that is absolutely useless, and this reverb. Here I'm just cutting some of the low end with the FL stock equalizer. This is how the processed version sounds. The second sound is this Labs piano layer that follows the exact same chords. As I said, these are the exact same chords except for these passing notes. Then I've decided to export the piano and add these effects, this halftime, on the 1-bar preset, this catch cassette, and I think this is the Dusty piano preset, and this EQ to cut some of the low end and the high end, and then a simple reverb on the Room preset. I know that some of y'all might don't like the crackling, but me personally, I do like them because it makes the piano sounds more vintage and more gritty. Then speaking of the bass, I'm using these analog bass from the Sync One Shot kit. The processing here is really simple. I just have a decapitator on the Dark Fat preset and an EQ to cut some of the high end out. And for the real sauce of the sample, I have these textures right here that adds movement to the sample that actually keep the listener engaged. So this is how the texture sounds like. I have made the first texture just by recycling the main chords of the sample and pitching them up an octave and play with the effects right here, such as this halftime, this 3 flanges on the default preset, this Echo Boy with this preset, and this EQ that is useless, and this reverb, and in the end a pan man. The other textures effects are really simple, just an EQ and some panning. The final sound here is this perk loop from Lewis Demo Kit, and it's the Cinema perk loop. These perk loop effects are really simple. I just have an effect track, an EQ, another EQ, and a reverb that plays with an automation clip, and this is basically the first section of the sample. only thing that I'm adding in the end of the first section of the sample is actually this reverse bass. The second section is also really simple because the thing that is changing is this cloud bass from the Grains library made by Joe in the app. I hope that I've pronounced it right. The effects of this bass are a decapitator on the dark fat preset, a fast distortion on the fuzzy preset, an EQ to cut some of the very low end and some of the high end. And basically the other sound are exactly the same as the first section because I didn't need to add too much variation to the sample. In the third and last section I'm changing some of the sounds because I'm adding this violin. For the violin, I have this EQ, this other EQ, and again another EQ, and a reverb, a pan man. And for the last sound of this third section, I have this perk loop. Trying to make it sound as some drums with this effect rack, and I'm using this make and punch preset, which is a custom preset that I have made, and this EQ to cut some of the low end and high end, and this is the entire sample.